Hi everybody, it's Kerrie here at the North East Autism Society, and we're joined as usual by Tony and Danny from the Life Science Centre. And today we're going to be doing an experiment all about how our bodies detect different temperatures.
Yeah, we've called this experiment the hot and cold hands experiment. Have you ever gotten into a hot bath and then after a few minutes it doesn't feel quite so hot anymore?
Yeah, I have, Danny, actually. Yeah, because it's I have my bath very, very hot, actually. And when it's a bit difficult at first to get into it, but when I've settled in, it doesn't feel as hot.
I can think of something that is a really cold experience. So when I go swimming in the sea, which I love, it feels really cold when you first get in, but after a while, you get used to it.
Yeah. And this is an effect that we can experience in real life, or we can set up an experiment to test it as well. And for this experiment, you'll need 3 tubs or bowls. In one of them, you need cold water, and I put in a few ice cubes to make it even colder. In one, some hot water. This is from the hot tap, so it's warm, but it's not so hot that it will hurt. And in the middle one, I've got some water that is at room temperature, so it's in between those two.
I'm going to join in too. I have hot water, cold water, and warm water.
Great, looking good. So what we're going to do in just a moment is put one hand into the cold water, one hand into the warm water, and we're going to leave them there for 15 seconds should be enough. Okay.
Ready.
All right then, 3, 2, 1, in we go.
Ooh! This one's really cold.
Yeah, now of course, if it gets too cold or too warm and it hurts, you can take your hands out early.
Okay.
But once it has been 15 seconds, which it will be soon, what we're going to do is put both of our hands into the middle room temperature bowl. Yeah, I think that should be enough time. So 1, 2, 3, into the room temperature bowl and observe what happens.
Oh, it's odd. This hand feels warm and this hand feels cold, but they're in the same water.
I agree, yeah. My hand from the warm water now feels quite chilly, but my cold hand feels, yeah, pretty toasty.
That's really strange. How can that happen if the temperature of the water is the same?
That is a very good question. I'm going to dry my hands off because they're very soggy. Our skin can sense what temperature something is when we touch it. And our nerves carry a signal from our skin to our brains. But our brains are getting all sorts of information all the time, and they can't focus on all of it. So if the information that they're getting is the same as some they've already got, like this water is cold, our brains kind of ignore that information a little bit, and they'll only start to sense it again if it changes, like if we put it into a new container. So this hand, our brain has got used to it being hot, and this hand, our brain has got used to it being cold. But then when they go into the water, suddenly this one's in a hotter place and this one is in a cooler place. So we're detecting the difference from what it was.
That makes sense. So when I put my hands into the bowl of warm water, they're both detecting a change, but they're not detecting the absolute temperature. It's not, my hands aren't thermometers, really.
Exactly. Our hands aren't thermometers, but they can roughly tell what's going on, and they're very good at telling when something has changed.
That's really interesting, and I bet the experiences that you both had were slightly different, because I suppose everybody experiences sensory information differently, don't they?
Definitely.
So that was quite interesting. I think what we'd like to see is some of our young people try that experiment and let us know what you feel, what happens for you. And there's no right or wrong with this, is there? There's not a right or wrong result. it's just about experimenting and seeing what your experience is. So if you do try that, send us your photographs and your videos, and we shall see you all soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.